So how should we choose the best wireless microphone system?
What is up, everyone? I hope you guys are doing well. Why do I have this here? I'm not using it. Today we're talking about audio and talking about just the different types of audio setups that you can use. We're also going to be talking about some gear that I just bought, and then we're also going to talk about these right here. This is a Sennheiser XSW digital, and this was, I want to say I spent a lot of money on this, but I also suggested this to a lot of people, and I'm now retracting that suggestion. A lot of the times when I use this setup, it works well. The audio is crisp, it's compact, it's lightweight, it fits anywhere. The battery life is great, but the digital signal sucks. It really does suck. So the first thing we're gonna do, we'll come back to this. We're gonna unbox this new setup that I just recently purchased. All right, so I have the system connected. I can see the audio pulling right into the camera. I think I have the audio on the camera set to auto, so it shouldn't allow me to peak, and it doesn't look like it's peaking. What we're gonna do is test to see, one, just how it sounds. We're out here in the wind. I'm gonna take a few steps from the camera. We're about 5 feet from the camera now.
So it's really about frequency, making sure that you choose the best wireless microphone system that operates at a frequency that you think will be the best for your scenarios.
I wanted to try something that was a different type of signal, was more reliable, but also affordable and versatile all at the same time. And this was what I kind of came upon. I used a system similar to this by Sennheiser, I believe. No, it was by Sony, but that system was super expensive. And I mean, it wasn't that expensive, but it was probably 2 times, 3 times the cost of what I paid for this system. From what I hear, this is a pretty good system. Yeah. This is just the case that came with it. A hard case this size that comes with the gear is, I mean, like, what else can you ask for?
Some of the best microphone systems operate at a higher frequency than some of the ones that we see the most often, like these wireless digital ones. These operate at about 2.4 gigahertz. And this is a very similar frequency to things like Wi-Fi and also your microwave. So interference can happen pretty frequently if you're around things like that. And systems like these operate at about 470 to about 548 megahertz.
So we'll probably be about 10 feet now. This is at 10 feet. This is not a windscreen, but this is facing directly into the wind while it's blowing. So let's hear how that sounds. And now we're probably close to 50 to 60 feet away from the camera. Let's see if we got any audio still.
Now this is a transmitter, but when it comes to receivers, you want to make sure that you have 2 antennas so that when one antenna drops out, the other is there to pick it up. And this doesn't really have any antennas. I mean, it probably does internally, but like, if it drops out, it drops out.
Also has the foam here, removable foam that you can set up yourself. So you can take out the little squares in here. I don't know if you can see that at all. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. But nice setup, and I really appreciate this hard case coming with it. Now, let's get to the product itself. So there's 2 options that you can go for when purchasing this. You can go for the setup with just one transmitter, or you can get the setup with 2 transmitters and 1 receiver. Now, that receiver can bring in 2 lines and also comes with the XLR, and the XLR, I believe it's the split, 1 XLR and 2 inputs coming in. But it's pretty versatile because I can also put this directly into my camera, and I don't have to use a separate recorder I can just have the feed go directly into the camera. So let's open this up. Here's the receiver. Nice. You can tell this is made out of metal. It's cold. Here's the battery right here. Comes out of there. Oh, actually, so you have the power indicator here, and then you have the headphone in, and then the output is right here. So there we go. Headphone in, output, and then that's pretty much it. You have some dials here, on and off dial, and some volume control.
I think the antenna thing would fall under system reliability. Like, how reliable is this system versus this system? If this one has two antennas, this is, like I said, this is the transmitter. In comparison, I would rather go with something like this than this. Another thing you want to think about is having the ability to adjust, turn off, and change some of the settings on your transmitter and your receiver. I can't really change any settings here. This is all set in stone, and whatever the input is whatever the input is. I can actually change that using this. It's another thing you want to think about when trying to pick the right one.
And it also comes with some accessories for that. Same thing here. You have all of these look exactly the same, which is cool because you'll once you get to know this, you'll know what to do on the others. And here's some of the accessories that come with it. So you can mount your receiver directly onto your code shoe with this right here. So this can be on top of your camera. Here you have, looks like, yeah, all right, audio jack to go into your camera, directly into your camera. It's gonna be really important to going into my Mix Pre 3 or whatever recorder you may have. I like the versatility of the fact that you can use it with this audio jack, and then you can also use it with this XLR, which allows me to be able to use it with the Mix Pre and also use it directly with my camera. Today we're gonna do a strobe photography shoot. We're gonna do some portrait shots. We're also going to do some headshots, so we're gonna do some full body headshots, tight, close, and then we're just gonna play around with a 2-light setup. We're gonna bring in a third light with a bounce. I'll probably be using a reflector of some sort, maybe some of these large boards behind me.
And then comes the rechargeable battery situation. There's pluses to this. I mean, you just plug it in and it charges, and it can recharge anytime. But let's say you're in the middle of a shoot, right? And this ends up dying. Maybe you didn't charge it like you wanted to, and this ends up dying halfway through. Well, you have to wait until you can recharge this in order to get started again. With this, I can literally take out the battery tray, put some new batteries in there, and go on about my business. Let's keep shooting. And all I need is some rechargeable batteries. I keep rechargeable batteries with me. Just have those at the ready and bring some extra with you. I can keep the pack on the person, take out the tray, change out the batteries, and keep it moving. This, however, will take much longer to charge and be able to get back up and running. So there's some pluses and minuses here.
For some reason, these the Sennheiser XSW digital, the signal tends to get interrupted constantly when I am in the middle of recording an interview. You'll hear this digital interference. Whenever I'm around some type of metal, anytime I'm around anything that's iron, sometimes when I'm not around any of those things, it will randomly do it. And the problem with that is that it's an issue that you cannot fix, you cannot recover. I've had multiple of these. This is not the only one that I've used. I've had other people buy, or I suggested this for other people to buy, and they've had the same issue. So the design is cool. The the sound is great, but when it comes to getting a reliable audio signal, this digital signal does not work.
Started making my own films when I was 14. Started making my own films when I was 14.
If anyone knows any more information about that, please let us know in the comments below. That way we can start a conversation about that.
I hope that helps. Some of these things I didn't know, so I hope I hope it helped you. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Hopefully we are still getting signal. We're about 100 feet away, I would say. Maybe 110 feet away. So if you're recording audio this far away, you know,